The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Damn!
All righty. What is happening, everybody? We
How you
are
doing?
back. It's Monday night. Sim, welcome.
Thanks for having me. How you guys doing?
Why have to look up like this? Look at that. Look like I'm looking
I
at
know,
Zim.
way up here.
Zim, what's happening? Joe, how are you?
Good. How's everybody doing?
Good. Krellbar
You.
and Matt.
That's already in action. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I guess it worked. All right. It's Monday night. It is the day after Easter. Did you guys feast on Easter at all?
Oh yeah.
Easter. Yeah, I got ham salad in the
I
fridge
went.
now.
I went
Maybe that for lunch
non-carnivore
tomorrow.
for the day.
You did.
Yeah, because I was eating with Michael's nurse, and she was like, "I said, well, eat with us. You know, we'll get a ham." She goes, "I'll make only if I can make homemade mashed potatoes." And I'm like, "All right, Thanksgiving, Easter, and Christmas. That's when I whatever diet I'm on. That's when I suspend it a little bit."
Right.
So I had mashed potatoes.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, I did a little bit too. I had actually 2 Easter dinners, one on Saturday and one Sunday. So
Nice.
the one on Saturday was just all I had was ham and turkey, and then last night it was all steak, but I did have a couple of little slices of cherry cheesecake just because it
Nice.
was like,
You love that cherry flavor.
oh Jesus,
No,
that stuff's so good. That's my number one dessert, cherry cheesecake.
I'm trying to think what I ate on Sunday. Oh, I had I had my usual eggs with salmon and cream cheese and a hamburger patty, bacon. I stick on it. I don't care. I'm like,
My brother,
whatever.
my brother stuck to his carnivore.
Yeah,
Like
I stick
yesterday,
to it.
is
I had a
carved
great
up the
steak
ham.
tonight.
Instead of making a ham dinner, I carved up the ham, like grilled it up, and then made omelets.
Nice. Very good. Sam, what did you guys do for Easter?
I spent Saturday and Sunday in the recording studio.
Oh, nice.
So John Acalino, he owns Platinum Studios in Mesa, Arizona. And John Acalino was in Icon, did the first 2 Icon albums on Capitol Records. He was the guitar player of
Nice.
Icon. And he's
I
got
like
a
Mesa.
beautiful studio. Beautiful studio. We spent 2 days in the studio.
Nice.
And now I'm completely gone. I'm nuts right now today. It drove me
Excellent.
crazy. It drove me freaking crazy.
I bet.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, studio stuff's fun for a lot of people. It's a lot of work.
I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience. You're sitting there as a bass player, and they're tuning the drums, and then they change the overhead mic, and then they record for a while. Hey, listen to what this overhead mic sounds like. And I said, and basically I'm like, I don't give a fuck what the overhead mic sounds like. Let's just
Analysis paralysis.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for it. And then I go in on Saturday. So finally, after about 5 or 6 hours, we had 4 songs down, the drums and scratch bass parts and everything. Then we go in the second day, and after setting up, and there's a Kemper in the studio. I'm like, bro, plug into the Kemper. You got every tone that you could ever imagine. No. I need my amp. So after like 5 hours, they finally started recording guitar. I don't have the patience for it.
It's a slow process, especially
really
if you're going in and there's not a lot of pre-work done. Yeah, it can be one of those.
So I'm all agitated about it today. But I just got off the phone with the guitar player, and he's like, bro, when you hear this, it's so good. It's going to be so good. And so that kind of settled me down. It's not my money that we're spending anyhow. So
Right.
I shouldn't worry about it.
All right, welcome everybody who's here. Ricky Compton's asking if we saw Mick Mars is suing Motley Crue. I saw that. It's a band I don't care about. I did like the first record, but I don't care. It's almost like the same thing with KK Downing and all these guys who are retiring and these guys. It's a weird thing. People get really weird when it comes to that whole working.
What's he suing for?
He's suing because when he quit the band, or when he retired from touring, he didn't quit the band. He just retired from touring, and they were going to pay John 5 just a cut of money. But he still wanted to have 25% of the band. Now they came back and told him he only owns like 5% of the band.
Uh-huh.
And, it's all shady shit. Whatever. I mean, it's Motley Crue and
fighting over millions of dollars.
You ever hear of that band Motley Crue? They do all yacht rock. They're going to be playing in Webster this year. I was thinking of going to see them. I saw some videos of them. They sound pretty good.
Yeah.
So
if he retired from the band touring, but was still in the band, he would deserve the merch money. He's 25% of the band. Yeah. However, I would caveat it that if he wanted to retire, he should pay John 5 the salary that John 5 makes. That's what I think. If somebody was like, hey, listen, I don't want to tour. Okay, don't tour, but pay the guy that's going to replace you. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure it's pennies on the dollar what he's making anyway. He would have been fine anyway. But that's what I would have done. But I don't know why they didn't do that. And, it gets really weird, especially when one guy's gone. And then he came out and said they were all faking it live anyway, that they don't really play. You know what I mean? That they're playing to backing tracks. And
there's a YouTube channel that's playing the actual backing tracks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if you go to see a
But I
band
love the
live,
guy-
you go to see a band live. I don't want to back and track. I'll sit at home and listen to the album.
There's a heavy set guy with a beard, and he does like Rock City News or whatever it is. Have you guys seen this guy? And he's got like a TV behind. You've seen this. Here's what's excellent about the guy. The guy will say just what I said there about, it'll say Mick Mars is suing Motley Crue. And then he goes, big news, Mick Mars is suing Motley Crue. And then he has nothing else to say. It's like he's reading the fucking headline.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you want more information, stick here. Stick here? You are like the least informed guy. I knew more before I clicked this fucking button. I know less now.
We talked about him before.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. I fell for it again. He came, and I'm laughing, going, this guy, he calls himself Rock News. He doesn't know anything. He's dialed into nobody.
But
the Ace Frehley bit.
Everyone fell for it, and he got the clicks and views.
He's like, I'm going to set up my desk like Kurt Loder. I'll put a TV up here with the spinning MTV News globe going around, and people are going to believe me. And it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Problem is, he's stuck in having to do that.
He's got you talking about him, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, only because it's terrible, and I wouldn't watch it. I'll tell you what I've been enjoying a lot this week on YouTube. I've been enjoying King of the Mountain. Have you guys seen 3D bot making where the guy races Hot Wheels?
No.
Nope.
They race Hot Wheel cars, but they film it and narrate it like it's a real race. It's fucking gold. It's the page is called 3D bot making. King of the Mountain. I'm enjoying the piss out of it. Now, before the show started and before Zim got here, I was talking about there's a channel called David Bennett Piano, and I've seen a bunch of his shows, and he breaks down songs, and it drives me nuts because a lot of times I catch him in wrong situations where I'm like, well, that's not really the same chord structure as what you're talking. Anyways, the other day he talked about odd time signatures in 15/8. And anyone that works in music and plays music, 15/8 is not a time signature you're going to find very often. In fact, really, if you're listening to 15/8, in my opinion, 99.99999% of the time, it's 5 beats of triplets. It's 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3 5 2 3. That's 15/8. There's no way of getting around it. He's trying to say it's 15/8 notes in a bar, which I've never heard of in my life. And then he's playing the song Tubular Bells, and I'm like, I think that's alternating bars of 4/4 and 7/8, and he's calling it 15/8. So then they show a clip of Mike Oldfield in his thing, and he's like, yeah, it's a bar of 7/8 and a bar of 4/4. I'm like, that's what I said. But why are you calling it 15? That is not 15/8. And you're doing a video on 15/8, and you're making everybody dumber. Bothers me. Bothers me. And people walk around saying, I wonder why I can't count time. Because people are teaching you the wrong thing. That's why. I don't know anyone that would. You couldn't show me a 50. And then I was only half paying attention to the Bjork song, but he's like, it seems strange because she comes in, and once the song starts, I realize the first second when she starts singing that what you think is one is not one, and she's actually singing on like the 5th or 6th beat in the song, and that's a pickup beat, like a shortened bar. And I wouldn't call that 15/8 either. It's clearly 2 bars. Anyways, it was driving me fucking batshit. So
he does some good stuff though, and he's
50-50.
Plus, he also has like 300 like Patreons that give him money every month to make.
Yeah, well, maybe they should buy him a book.
He's crushing it.
No, I'm telling you, he does a good channel, but like a lot of his shit's wrong. When he talks about chords and stuff, and I'm like, well, that's not the same. And he's calling them the same, and I'm like, that's not the same. Because, when I think of music, I think of it in numbers, and I know when I'm sitting there counting numbers, a 1, 2, like whatever it was. I can't remember what it was. And he's always throwing in songs that I just like a lot of Radiohead. I don't care. I'm sorry.
He does a lot of Beatles stuff.
Oh, a lot of Beatles. Well, he's British too. He's British, and I don't know
Uh-huh.
what accents from England he has, like where he's from, but it's one where it sounds like he burnt his tongue on hot oil right before he does the videos. Yeah, it's always like there's something about it where I'm like, man, did he just burn his tongue? Why does he sound like that?
That's my girlfriend's like, how can I lose weight? And I say, here's how you can lose weight. Okay. Go get your tongue pierced and then let it get infected.
Ooh.
Okay. And then
Christ.
you won't be able to eat for a long time. You might lose
There's a
weight.
channel, Zim. There's a channel where people actually talk about losing weight, and they do a live thing Monday night, and usually spend like the first third. Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's all I have to add to the show right there.
So, gentlemen, on what does he think? Oh, yeah. So, anyways, a student of mine says to me the other day, "Can you go with me to look at an amplifier?" I said, "Where is it?" He's like, tells me where it is. It's the guy from Amplified Nation. So we went to the Amplified Nation factory where they make Amplified Nation amps. So I asked him what time he wanted to pick me up. He's like, how's 9:30 a.m.? So I was up at 6, went to the gym, did everything I had to do in the gym, was home and showered, ready to go. We went to this place. Super nice guy. He's going to come on the show in the next few weeks. I think his name is Taylor Cox. Super nice guy. He builds Dumble clones. And are you guys familiar with any of these amps? But
No.
and I played through a few of them, and man, they're fucking really nice.
From watching Phil McKnight's videos, Phil talks about
He did a video with Phil.
Okay.
He did a video with Phil. So this guy, now would I buy the amp for $4,000? They're around they're $3,500 to $4,000, and honestly, no, because that's not really. To me, it's a Fendery. Dumble has a very Fendery sound, and I feel like I could get it in a different amp. But is it worth it if you have that kind of money to spare and you don't have a lot of amps, but you want to buy an amp? They're fantastic amps. He's got a great story. He's a hardworking kid. He's got a young one, a couple of dogs, a wife. He one year decided he was going to go full tilt on it and started making amps, and they really are nice amps. If you're into the Dumble sound, I'll tell you, my favorite of the amps that I played was called just the Wonderland Overdrive. It's really fantastic. I didn't play the Steel Singer, but I did play the Ampliphonics and Gain, and it was a little Marshall-y for my taste, and that's what it's based on. It's based on a Marshall-style Gain. But honestly, it's that Wonderland's Overdrive is a fantastic amp. Really nice. And when you're getting up in that range, you're basically looking at that and maybe Andy Fuchs for that style of amp. But I think this kid makes a fantastic product, and he's a hardworking kid, and I highly recommend that if it's an amp you're interested in, check it out for sure. Really.
Are there any demos online? Like
RJ Ronquillo, I think his name is, does a bunch of them. When you hear the demos, a lot of the time you're hearing people that are doing, like RJ especially does like a lot of Larry Carlton sounding stuff, and Carlton played a Dumble, so you get it sounds really legit. But like for me, it's more like how the amp sounds when you play it, how it responds. And what was funny was on the drive up, my buddy who plays in an Allman Brothers band, he was like, I'm really interested in the Ampliphonics and Gain because it's Marshall-y. And I said, yeah, I'm curious about the Wonderland because that's like the signature Dumble. When we got there and he played the Ampliphonics one, and then you go and you play the Wonderland has some serious mojo. And there's also plenty of gain. Mezza Barber makes great stuff. And that's a different style amp altogether. That's a high gain amp. There's another great high gain amp. The guy makes one-offs. His name is Steve Henning. Henning Amplification, the Cherry Bomb. That's a fucking great high gain amp. He's in Orange County, California. He's
wow.
really good. Yeah. He's really good. I always called him Doug Henning and he gets mad. But that's what I do.
Yeah, Ron J. What's the RJ
Ronquillo? Is that his?
Yeah. He did a video on the Tom Schultz, whatever. They give you the Rockman 100. And he was playing some Def Leppard stuff on there because I guess on the whole, one of those Def Leppard albums, they used that through the whole album.
I think they used it on Hysteria.
Yeah.
I think it's Hysteria. They went to the rock band.
Yeah. No, that guy's a good player, and he does good pedal demos.
Dude, when those things came out, everybody had one.
Squire, when I say $4,000, I think it's about 30. It's between, depending on what Tolex you get, it's between 3,700 and 3,900. But you figure with tax and schlepping.
Which one was it?
The Wonderland Overdrive
V2.
Yeah,
that's the $3,349.
All right. In a combo or just the head?
That's just the head.
That's the head. Yeah,
that's
the combo's 30s.
Yeah. You get a lot of head for that money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's expensive. Actually, it's a lot less than Fuchs, as I remember. Hey, Max. So, anyways, I just wanted to bring that up. He's going to come on the show maybe next week or the week after. We'll have him on. You guys can ask him all kinds of questions. He, like I said, he's a real nice kid. He builds these things, and it's very accessible. It was very funny because he knew a lot of dudes in LA that I knew. He knew everyone at True Tone.
Yeah.
So did you ever go to True Tone after Ken sold it?
I didn't know the guys that well in there. I just would.
Oh, okay. So Ken used to own it, and then he sold it to Senior, and Sunir's a great guy, and so he knew Sunir, and he knew Bingham. Actually, he actually talked to Bingham a few times. This guy, so it was good. Yeah, I mean, look at, it's so funny because my buddy that bought he bought the amp right in the spot. After he played it for 15 minutes, goes, okay, we're good. I'm taking that one. And he did.
Combo.
And what's that?
Combo.
Yeah, he bought a combo. And so the thing was, this kid owns a Friedman. He owns a Dirty Shirley. He has a Little Walter. He has a... did he buy the Bogner? I think he has a Bogner. He has a mountain of amps. A mountain. A Germino. He's got a Germino. And I said to him, you could literally slim down to just 2 amps. Get one of your Marshall soundings like the Germino and keep the Wonderland Overdrive. And then you get 2 amps that you could do gigs with no matter what you need. Mm-hmm. But he has a lot of real expensive amps. And he's been chasing this tone. And is you guys familiar with you guys Allman Brothers fans at all?
Casual.
I love Melissa.
Okay. All right. Well, what's the Fillmore East record? Everyone loves that sound. And so anytime you see guys on channels doing the Dwayne Allman sound, it's always that Les Paul into a Marshall. And so, when I teach lessons to my buddy, I have to listen to this shit all the time. And I said to him, like one of the last times, I said, I got to be honest with you. These guys sound like they're playing Fender amps. It doesn't sound like Marshalls to me. It sounds like they are fucking decking a twin with a Les Paul. And he was like, you know what? That's what they did play on that record. I'm like, well, that to me is their sound, not that. And so when he played that Wonderland, it was a very Dwayne sound. It was like when he has a lot more gain in it than I think that. No, I'm not going to go to NAMM. I hate NAMM. I hated NAMM when I was forced.
I love their version of Stormy Monday on that. Right?
Yeah.
Stormy Monday. Love their version on that because it's basically a 3-chord blues song. But their turnaround, instead of just going to the E for like the turnaround, they go up to the B and then down to the C sharp, and yeah, it runs
They didn't
down.
write that song. That's how it was written.
No, and was it written like that, or did they add
Absolutely.
that?
The guy who wrote it was
Okay, it was originally written that way.
yeah.
But I mean, when you're playing 3-chord blues and you're expecting them to just go to E, and then back to the A.
Yeah, what I don't like is the bass player.
Amazing.
I think in the first 2 turnarounds goes to like an E flat instead of the A flat, and that bugs me. Because it's the wrong note. But somebody write down in the chat who the hell I can don't Stormy Monday. I can see the guy's face.
There we go.
What do you want to know?
What
Who
guy's
did
face?
Stormy Monday? The guy who sang it
Everyone.
originally. The Black
Everyone.
Blues. No, the blues guy that wrote it was
Was
that
it
did
Freddie
it for,
King?
No. I played a big jazz box.
T-Bone Walker.
Thank you. T-Bone. Thank
They
you.
used to play like this.
I thought we used to just play it in G to C. But then
No,
you
it
go
does
up
the
to
whole B. It does the whole B minor, B flat. You know, it does the whole this whole
Grab your guitar. Yeah,
You know.
grab your guitar.
so it starts off like what is it? Come and stormy.
Okay, to the C, back to the G.
Right. Then it goes.
Yeah. And then back to the G. Boom. A, B, and now to the D.
D11.
Okay.
Now it's supposed to go here. But they play it as a C minor because the bass was supposed to play the A flat. He plays the E flat. On the last one on that record, he plays the A flat.
But what an awesome twist to a 3-chord blues song to do that whole turnaround. Like that. That just blows my mind. That's so freaking good.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah, that's a good. That's one of
It's
the
a-
best blues tunes of all time.
if you guys ever go to a blues jam, some asshole always wants to play it. You'll get sick of that song very fast. Blues jams, let me tell you, blues jams, if you like
love
the
blues
blues, go to a blues jam. You'll
I
get
love
cured.
blues jams.
You'll get cured. You will hate it. The same people playing the same walking the dog. Everybody wants to play walking the fucking dog, and nobody wants to play the Aerosmith version. They all want to play Blind Lemon Shitbags version. then and then you're gonna play Rock Me Baby. You guys know Rock Me Baby? Jeff Beck did it and called it Rock My Plimsoll. That's the only one I actually can tolerate. But I'm telling you, you will get sick of the blues. And everybody thinks they're Stevie Ray Vaughan with their Tube Screamer TS 808s. And you're like, yeah, you know what Stevie had besides the TS 808? He had finesse. He had talent. Get the hell out of here. You're fired. No, it's like every, and then, like what I just played there, I just played like a little bit of on the turnaround, I just played a little altered scale. That's like an altered scale. Oh, that is shunned upon by the blues guys.
And then Gary Moore's
You
I
can't
still
play
have
any
the blues
Larry
for
Carlton
you.
or Robin Ford licks. They will not take
I was
that.
going to say Robin Ford does that quite a bit.
Well, it does.
All the
Sound
time.
more, it does sound
Really?
more. Sounds more jazzy.
Yeah.
To-
Well, it is.
to
It's playing the. If you're in G, when you play a G7 and you want to resolve to you're treating it like it's the 5 and you're going to the C. You play A flat melodic minor. It's the biggest jazz trick going, and Carlton does it. Robin Ford does it. No, I'm not a big blues fan. So it's so funny. Are you guys familiar with Scorpions? The Uli Roth
Is this
stuff.
your first show?
Yeah.
Dave?
Not really.
I mean,
No, the
not,
Billy
not
Roth
deeply
stuff,
in it, but I
the
know-
Fly to the Rainbow album.
Of course.
That Drifting Sun song, the blues licks that Uli's playing on that. You know that one? Sitting out there, told you things I turn up on the mountain. And he just starts. To me, that's the blues I want to hear. Rock blues.
Uh-huh.
Gary Moore, Uli Roth. I'll even listen to Richie Blackmore. I like if it has a Billy Gibbons, but when it's just blues and it's like, here's Buddy Guy. Yeah,
Oh no!
you can turn the volume off.
Yeah, well, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, like, if I was going to go see Alan Collins, and I used to like Alan Collins, I would see him just because I want to see how much soul glow he has in his hair. It has nothing to do with his playing.
Sexual.
Yeah, Robin Trower. Look, I'll tell you right now, Robin Trower, Bridge of Sighs is my favorite Hendrix album. I use that bit all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? 60% of the time, it works every time. Janice Lawler's here. Welcome, Janice. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. I used to. So here's a funny thing. So I used to play in a blues band that would basically host the open jam. And I used to bring my pedal board, and I used to love watching people look at my board going, what the hell? They'd be like, what the hell pedal do I hit? I'm like, don't worry about it. Just don't hit anything. Just fucking play. Just fucking play. Anyways, so Saturday night, we're playing AM station at Martini's, and I see a girl that used to come up and sing, and she was actually a good singer. And she used to come up and sing. So I said, hey, you want to come up and sing one? So she's like, so she points to the guy she's with. I'm like, yeah, the two of you, come on up. I'll take 5 minutes and fucking rest. They went and they played fucking Shallow. Why is going on here? Oh, that's my buddy that bought the amp. Let me just mute this. They played Shallow. Now, if you guys have, many of you guys have seen my shows where I play with Jim and we're playing 70s songs that people like. Nobody wants to hear Shallow. So I was glad to take my guitar. I don't even know.
Sing it
I
for me. I don't know how it
goes.
goes.
I don't even know. I only heard the song once. It was the other night. It was, hey, Dwight Bailey, what's happening? So anyway, so that was that. It was, but she sang it well. I just hate that song.
Hey, Dwight.
I just, I'm very picky about what songs. Anyways, Krellbar, before the show started, everybody, Krellbar said he saw a post on Facebook. Would you tell everybody in this group here what that post was on Facebook?
Yeah, someone posted a picture of Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, Billy Crystal, and Robin Williams together. And they claimed they were the Mount Rushmore of 80s comedy. And I tend to disagree. There's no Eddie Murphy. There's no Rodney.
Right. Well, can we all admit, can all concede on the show here in agreement that Billy Crystal is not funny?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. He sucks.
Mm-hmm.
He absolutely. When they did, remember when it was him, Whoopi Goldberg, and Robin Williams sucks too. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what, as a dramatic actor, I like him. As a comedian, fuck him. He sucks.
He has great moments.
Guys, we're talking about comedians, and this is a good little segue because I have a customer here, and he's a comedian. And I was just asking him if he wants to do 1 minute. Are you guys okay with that? I want to let my buddy Jose, who is a regular customer, he wants to do 1 minute for you guys. Is that okay?
Well, I think we're all good.
This actually worked out.
Janice might not.
Go ahead,
like
Jose.
This is serendipity.
I'll put him center
Jose,
square,
we're
and
gonna
after that, we'll bring Hose B. We'll compare the two.
We're going to give Jose 1 minute. Here you go.
No?
Give him the full screen.
I'm going to give you the full screen, Jose. All right? You're going to go full screen on my show. Everyone, Jose, what's your last?
Doesn't matter.
I don't hear you.
How are we doing, guys?
Hey, Jose, what's happening?
Jose.
Man, who's got that Boston accent?
All of us. No, that's me.
Then me too.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm talking to Mayor Menino.
Oh,
Mumbles?
Mumbles.
Yeah, Mumbles. How's everyone's Easter?
Ham filled.
Good.
Very good.
Good. Wait, how do you know Mumbles Menino? You're a Boston guy?
No. Confidential information. Hey, so did you guys partake in any Easter festivities?
Just eating of the
Just
ham.
eating ham.
Yeah, I ate a lot of ass. So yeah, I went on Facebook and I was looking for a date, so I went after, someone that I perceived to be like a single baby mama. And because that's very vulnerable. So, she was like, yeah, I'll go out. I was like, all right, cool. And then I was like, what do you want to do? She's like, you want to go bowling? She's like, I'm pretty good at bowling. I was like, we'll see. So I took her bowling. We were going, back and forth. And then I beat her. And she was a little mentally unstable. So she started making a big deal at the bowling alley. So we went back to the car. And then I beat her.
Oh, wow. Hold on. Before you go any further, I'm going to give you a little longer time. Esther Roll wants to make a comment about that last joke. Esther?
Damn.
Apparently, James used to beat her.
From Good Times.
That's
That was Florida.
Exactly. Esther Roll. That's when she was upset when James died. All right, go on. Go on.
All right. Anyway, so then we had like really dirty, degenerate sex in the car, and it'd been a while, so I hadn't shaved, and my dick looked like Saddam Hussein when he got caught, in that like hole. But yeah, then who said that was funny? Man, that's horrible. Yeah, no.
Okay,
and then,
listen, Jose, I
hole?
happen to have some. You're not going to believe this. It's unbelievable. My producer, I have footage of you telling jokes on an airplane. Hold on, let me just show that real
But
quick.
enough about me. I hope this hasn't been boring for you. I always get so carried away. I lose all track of time.
I was going to say, Dave, it was like I was looking in a mirror. I go, wow, this is me. These are my stories.
Roger, should we give him another minute?
No.
Wow.
Dave.
Well, we tried.
Hey, he gave it.
Excellent job, though. Nice job. Very. Tell you what, you're a young guy, and it takes a lot of balls to come onto a show that you know nobody. Especially when there are four brilliant comedians sitting right here. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah.
I'm kidding.
Good Lord.
Jose, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Jose.
Oh, you got it.
Get you later, Jose.
Good job, by the way. Where's your next show at?
On Johnny Beans.
Tomorrow night at 7:30 at the Tempe Tavern.
Open mic.
All right.
So
The Tempe
it's-
Tavern. Excellent.
Tempe Tavern.
Road trip in my van.
All right. So, anyways, now that we've totally taken the van off the road, well, Krellbot, these four comedians. Joe, don't you have a list somewhere that you could find that would be like maybe the best comedians of the 80s?
Yes.
Oh,
I found the list.
all right.
But look what I did. I made the final payment on this like a month ago. So look what I had to do.
Nice.
But you know what? They peel off. They're reusable. So I got smart.
Wait, what is that bridge on there? Is that a Steinberger?
Yeah.
All right.
Remember I got, this was the last one I got. I was like, oh, I got them stickers. Let's Joeify it. All right.
Scott Thorson. Yeah, exactly, Johnny. I was going to sit there and start doing my Chuck Barris. Coming up next.
Yeah.
So I was
see
actually,
that.
all I did was
Gene
I was listening to the conversation. I did a search for 80s comedians to see if there was any you were missing. I found this list and I was like, oh, no. Some, yeah, but some, no. So
Okay, let's hear this.
let's start at number 10, which should be a lot higher. Sam Kinison.
Fantastic.
Fucking hysterical. Icon.
Great. Taken too soon, but funny as hell.
Yes, yes. Beating out Sam Kinison in the number 9 spot is Roseanne Barr.
I thought we're doing people who are funny, though, right? Terrible. She's awful.
Okay. Coming in at number 8, is Bill Hicks.
Oh, yes, I love Bill. I'm glad he made this.
Let me just say this: if Dennis Leary is also on this list, I'm going to be very mad.
Yeah,
Because Dennis Leary basically stole Bill Hicks's career.
Yep.
Coming in at number 7, someone that Dave is not a fan of. I like Robin Williams.
I like Robin Williams too. I don't think he's as bad as he says he is. I don't think he's always on. He's always improvising, but he's had.
Hey,
Martin
Hugh
Short.
Caldwell, how you doing?
Martin Short, when
I
he's
love
doing
Martin Short.
Robin Williams, is more palatable to me.
I love Martin
he's doing
Short.
Ed
I think
Grimley.
Martin Short is hysterical at playing characters. Coming in at number 6, cannot have a list of 80s comedians without this man, Eddie Murphy. Should be higher.
Yeah, it should be higher.
Fantastic.
He's part of
Think
the
about
Rushmore. He's
Well,
part
we're
of the
talking about like 80s comedians who have made films. You're not going to touch Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Coming to America? Come on.
Oh, come on. What about
Trading Places, 48 Hours,
the cop? What was that movie?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop. 1 and 2, they were great. Coming in at number 5 ahead of all those other ones, no fucking way. Ellen DeGeneres.
No. What a joke.
Yeah, that's not
Coming
good.
in at number 4, Hickory
She's the Bud
Dickory
Light
Dock.
comedian.
It's
Dice.
Andrew Dice Clay at number 4.
Loved him. He was great.
Amazing. I mean,
Coming in at number
didn't do
3,
films as much, but
and Krellbaum mentioned this, and he said it right when I was thinking about it. When I think of the 80s, you got to think Rodney Dangerfield.
Mm.
That is a legend.
Back to School, Easy Money,
Oh,
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
yeah. Those fucking movies. Coming in at number 2, George Carlin.
Oh, I love George Carlin. You know,
He's
the
more
thing
of a
is,
70s
think
guy, though.
I think he got better in the late 80s and 90s when he became a little more cynical and
Yeah, I
stuff.
think in
His
the
comedy
90s and
got that much more
2000s.
intelligent and
Yeah.
hilarious. Before it was just silly.
In
And
the
he didn't
70s
really
when
have
he
a
was
movie
doing
career.
in baseball, in
He didn't
football,
have a movie
it's
career,
not
did he?
funny. As
Yeah,
a kid, I was like, this wasn't funny.
No, he didn't have a movie career.
He was a guy that could put politics into comedy and make it hilarious.
By just telling the awful truth.
Do you guys remember the show Make Me Laugh?
Yep.
Vaguely.
Remember
Bobby
Zappa was
Van
on.
was the host.
Yeah.
Great show.
Frank Zappa was on. They couldn't make him laugh.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, coming in at number 1, someone I love the guy. One of my favorite shows, but I think have more of 90s than 80s is Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, I never liked.
90s for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he-
think his ensemble cast and Larry David really carried that show because I don't find Seinfeld's humor that funny myself.
No, he was funny. Even when he took over the show, I'll tell you right now, those last 2 seasons of Seinfeld, wow, Larry David had nothing to do with the show. He was already gone.
And,
Yeah, those last
And those
two
last
things
2 seasons are
getting
great.
better and better.
and
The
what's weird
fucking,
about Gallagher, you see Gallagher on there, but
Bizarro
Gallagher
Jerry?
ended up, his brother
was-
took over for him, and with the same.
I like
actor.
Gallagher in the early years.
Gallagher
I love
was
when
really
Kramer's in love with Pam, Joe. Pam. I even love her name, Pam. And they go to the library where she works, and they're doing the Cyrano de Bergerac bit where Newman's telling him what to say behind the books. Remember that?
Yeah.
And he goes, "What is that? What is that in your hair? Pantene?" She goes, "Yes, I got it in junk mail." Yeah, there's no such thing as junk mail. You see, people think they're always waiting
Yeah.
for a birthday card. And he punches the wall. I love that. It's a Newman. That whole season 8 and season 9, except for the last episode of 9, was kind of dumb. But that season 8 was great.
Yeah.
So Jerry was number 1.
He was number 1.
Well, that list is what I would call revisionist history list because they put Jerry number 1 because of Seinfeld, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
No, you're telling me he was more important in the 80s than Eddie
I
Murphy?
think
Get outta here.
Seinfeld started in 1991, didn't it?
The show
Or
did.
93. Yeah, the show started in 93.
91, I think, or 90.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Chevy Chase should be on the Rushmore, but he had a presence in the 80s with the vacation movies, Fletch.
He did a lot of movies. Fletch. What was
Yeah,
the
he
one?
should.
Spies Like Us.
I found a
That was
different list. This one is
All
top
right.
20
Modern
Top 20
Problems.
comedians of what?
of the. Let me go back to the top because they always start with number one instead of
All
going
time.
working it down. 20 best stand-up comedians of the 80s.
All right, this is stand-up, so this we're not including movies or any of that stuff.
Yes.
Gary Shandling.
I get, you know what? Because Stephen Wright should have been in that list. He was
True.
great in the 80s.
Oh,
Then
he was
disappeared.
fucking good. Coming in at number 20 is Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers.
Can we
We'll
talk? Yeah. I mean, she was funny.
She was funny.
She was part of the 80s, and she was.
Before we go
You know,
on with this list, can I say there are very few women comedians acting stand up that make me laugh. Usually it was acting. I loved Madeline Kahn. I thought she was awesome.
But she's not a comedian as much as she's.
She's not a
comedic
stand-up.
actress.
Yeah.
But
Stand up.
I'll say this because we dissed her. Ellen DeGeneres, her first 2 or 3 years doing stand up when she first came out was funny as hell. I will say that about her. And I'm not about to give Ellen DeGeneres any gifts, but she was funny as hell her first 2 years out. Yeah, I saw that, Hugh. Hey, Hugh, how are you? Go ahead.
Coming in at number 19, Richard Belzer.
No, he
Belzer
wasn't.
was never funny. He was never funny.
Okay. Coming in at number 18 is Wanda Sykes.
Hold on
her.
a second. There's a great.
In the
You guys know
80s?
who's the girl? Garofalo. Janine
Janine
Garofalo. She used to do a joke about Richard Belzer. She's like, now I see him. She's like, I never found him funny. There's a woman that's been raped. You know, she starts talking about L.A. Law. What's that show called? L.A. Law? Law and Order. He's on Law and Order. A girl was raped. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. She's like, that's about as funny as his whole career. She was funny.
So number 18 was Wanda Sykes.
She was
Funny.
in the 80s.
Almost. Not to the 80s. 90s. Recent. Not in the 80s. This list is off.
Coming in at number 17 is Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac was friggin' late 90s, 2000s.
I didn't make the list.
He had no
Well,
presence.
I
his
read them.
TV
I don't write
show,
them.
But he might have been in the small comedy clubs. I think that's what
Yeah,
we're
I know,
talking
but
about, guys
it's
that
the
were in
best of
comedy
the
clubs.
80s. If he was in the small comedy clubs and no one knew him, that's not the best of the 80s.
Well, yeah, because we didn't really know him until the Bernie Mac show that was
Yeah.
like 15 years ago or 20 years ago.
Coming in at number 16.
He
is
died,
Brett-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he died in
was
his
good.
53 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, he had some sort of lung problem.
Yeah, too much cocaine in them.
Yeah, you know, that's what it usually is. They always come up with this weird affliction. It's always like
Yeah.
they don't want to admit that he was
Right.
ODing.
Well, they came out with, Coolio died from fentanyl.
Mhm.
They
Yep.
finally just came out with that this week. I'm like, that you were holding back?
Coolio.
I didn't even know he died.
He went on a fantastic
I
voyage.
didn't know that.
So coming in at number 16 is Brett Butler.
I remember her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at 15 is David Cross.
I love David Cross, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
he's
he's more
fine.
90s. Because Mr. Show was like 90s, late 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like
2000s?
yeah, I don't remember David Cross being around the 80s.
Too young.
Coming in at number 14 is Paula Poundstone.
Awful.
Terrible.
Oh,
Okay. Coming in at number 13, Louis C.K.
Oh, I love Louis C.K.
I do too, but he wasn't around in the 80s.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I love Louis C.K.
Coming in at number 12, who we just mentioned before, is Janine Garofalo.
And she wasn't in the 80s.
Yeah, she was like early 90s. And then, late 80s, maybe.
Yeah, what was the? No,
I think she was
almost wanna say-
on Ben Stiller's TV show. I think she was on. Wasn't that
Yeah,
late
that was
80s?
early
they point
90s.
that out.
I'm sure
What's
a lot
that?
of these comedians in the 80s, they were kicking butt in the little comedy clubs and
Yeah, but again, if
headlining
you make a
weekends,
poll of the best
but
of
for
the 80s,
for all
Well,
the rest
best
of
of
us,
you would
we
imagine.
didn't-
Because remember, Rodney had that special live at Dangerfields, and that's when you
Yep.
heard of Dice
Yeah, we
and
didn't know
Kinnison, and that's where all the up and
Dom
down
Herrera.
Saget,
we didn't get
Bob
to know the
Saget, Dom Irera. Those were the biggies.
Yeah.
Kiva Havana.
Coming in at 11, Louis Anderson.
Louis was big in the 80s.
He was bringing the
Hey, I shared
literally and
a,
figuratively.
Right.
I
Literally
shared
and
a local magazine cover where my band was playing somewhere and Louis Anderson was playing somewhere, and we were both on the cover about 20, 30 years ago. Yeah.
Coming in at
A
number
local
10.
entertainment
We're
rag.
starting the top 10. Sandra Bernhard.
Oh God.
Yeah, she was popular in the
He's like a nice-
80s.
Yeah, face like
She
an
just
ice
wasn't
skater.
funny.
She wasn't funny.
Yeah, you know what? She was funny in that movie, that Scorsese film, King of Comedy. Yeah, that's a great movie.
And also, she was a regular on David Letterman. She had a crush on David Letterman. She was always hitting on him, and he didn't want.
Yeah.
They would have made a great couple. They were both ugly, and they all had fucked up teeth.
Coming in at number 9.
He ended up on
I wasn't aware that he was a stand-up comedian. Is Jason Alexander.
Didn't know
He's
that.
more like a Broadway guy.
Yeah.
And in the 80s, I think he did a TV commercial for, what was it, McDonald's?
Yep, the McDLT.
Oh,
also
RL,
did
you're
a
right.
horror
She was
movie.
good in Hudson Hawk, too.
He was in a horror movie, and he had hair.
Well, he was also in Pretty Woman.
Yep.
List is stupid. I agree, RL. RL, I know a comedian that you and I used to like is Dennis. What's his last name? Something Berg.
Wolfberg.
Oh, I love Dennis
Yeah,
Wolfberg.
with the
He
bulgy
was
eyes.
great in the
Bulgy
80s.
eyes.
That guy made me cry one time watching him on Carson. Dennis Wolfberg was awesome.
Coming in at number 8, Pamela Adlon.
Don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I wonder if Jim Carrey's going to make.
She was
Is
the
it Jim-
voice
Jim
of
Carrey?
Bobby Hill on King of the Hill, but
Oh, that's what's her face? That's Katie Seagal's sister.
Yeah, it's still
Brittany Murphy.
No, the girl
Was
that
it
did Bobby.
Do you know who that was?
I met her. I didn't know she did stand up. I met her.
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You would think you would know if she's number 8 of top 20 stand-up comedians in the 80s. Okay. Coming in at number 7 is David Letterman.
He wasn't stand
I
up.
let him in.
What about Drew Carey?
Yeah,
Where's
totally
Drew
out.
Carey at? I
He
know,
wasn't
Drew
stand up.
Carey.
Gary Shandling's a great call, Rich.
Yeah,
Oh, he's good.
I said Gary Shandling.
He was
Oh.
fucking great. Coming in at number 6, Elaine Boozler.
Oh, never funny.
I kind of erased that face out of my head and just came back with the permed hair and
Elaine Boozler. Come on.
Coming in at number 5 is Jerry Seinfeld again.
For 80s, no. But someone said Dennis Miller. Cheech said Dennis Miller. The Off-White album's fantastic.
Coming in at number 4, here she is again, Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
It's a girl. Put this list
Like I
together.
said, her first couple of years of stand-up, she was very funny. She became a vapid Hollywood cunt, but she was funny in the beginning. I just want to be on record saying that on this show so people know. When they go back and look at the historical records, they'll be like, you know what? We found out Ellen DeGeneres was funny her first 2 years of doing stand-up, and then she became a vapid cunt. The DL show nailed it. That's what
GBC.
aliens exhume all this.
Coming in at number 3 is Richard Pryor.
he did stand up in the early 80s, kind of. But
He was
did some of that
70s.
strip. But
When
he's
was
more
the big LP record that he put out? Because they used to put stuff out on
Blondie,
record.
Richard Pryor, 79.
The weird thing about this list is there's a picture for each comedian. And I'm looking at the picture of Richard Pryor going, that's not Richard Pryor, but it kind of looks like him. And I read the caption, it's his son. Why would you put a picture of his son? You know, we got to make our own lists from now on.
Yeah.
All right, coming in at number 2, once again, it's Roseanne Barr.
Unbelievable. I think
I
the
have
funniest
a-
thing Roseanne Barr ever did was admit she looks like Q on what's that show called? Impractical Jokers.
I have a Richard Pryor album on vinyl. And the
Got a
name
couple
of
of
it,
them.
and I can't even say it out loud.
I mean, you
Yeah,
didn't even.
That blank
end
is
is great.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this
have
list
that
didn't
on
even have
vinyl.
I
Rodney
have it too.
Dangerfield.
His name
This
is
list
great.
didn't have Sam Kinison. Shit, you know who else you could have put on here? What's his name?
Robin Williams sucks. Do not bring up Robin Williams
Where's
and Billy
Cosby?
Crystal.
Where's
thought
Cosby?
Cheech and
what's that
Chong.
guy's name?
He
He
did
just
stand up.
died recently. I love him.
You may as well bring up
Gilbert
Sid Caesar.
Godfrey.
all right.
I fucking love
Gilbert
Gilbert Godfrey. He should be.
I
I
love
on
think
the
he got
Dice.
better in later years. He got better. He
Yeah,
actually
but
worked.
Godfrey was
clean.
in the 1980
Yeah,
cast
he
of
was
SNL.
big in the 80s. Even that
Yeah.
other guy, well, what was that fucking the one that would like talk with like that?
Bobcat
Bobcat.
Goldthwait.
Bobcat Goldthwait was 80s.
Yeah, let's take
Amazing
Alan
how
off.
I got
the
that
list.
from
Better
that
than most of the
imitation.
people. But,
Yeah, take
Dave,
Alan off the list. Put Bobcat on there.
let me
Take Elaine
right.
Blueser off the list,
Loser.
and
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
let's change it up.
Yeah, he died a couple of years ago.
Dave, sorry, but once again, your favorites at number one, Robin Williams.
No way. Robin Williams and Billy Crystal automatically are on the bottom of my list. I just find them not funny. Offensively not funny.
I
Oh,
thought
he does?
Harry Anderson was actually pretty good.
Harry Anderson was a decent still. Wasn't he a magician guy, though? He was like a whole...
Yeah, he was a magician guy, but he put the humor in with it. Oh, the Amazing Jonathan.
Oh,
he was
no,
good.
that is-
You know, I
He
still
was,
watch.
He's like a fake. You don't remember the Amazing Jonathan?
First of all, you guys are all ignoring Bob Saget. Like, Saget was great.
And I watch Larry the Cable Guy all the time still too. I watch his YouTube videos all the time. I think he's hilarious.
You
I
do?
like the redneck stuff.
Get her done.
Yeah,
I
he's
liked them in
funny.
Cars. The Pixar movie
Yeah,
Cars.
Raider. Yeah.
Yeah, Mater. That's right.
Mhm.
And that's our list.
Yeah.
Did they
We should
mention
compile
him?
our own list.
Oh,
Oh,
the
was
unknown
Eddie Murphy
comic
on it?
was outstanding. Murray
Oh, he was
Langston.
fucking great.
I love him, Hugh.
Fucking Gong Show.
Yep.
And Night Shift. Oh, Super Dave. What was his name?
Oh,
Bob
Wasn't that
Einstein.
Super Dave
Bob
Osborne?
Einstein, yeah.
Yeah, Bob Einstein.
Albert Brooks'
He was
brother.
great.
Yeah,
His
exactly.
brother was
Right.
actually named Albert Einstein.
Right.
They changed it to Albert Brooks.
Yeah, Murray Langston's funny as hell. Hey, guys, if you've never seen the movie Night Patrol, I highly recommend it.
Pat Paulson.
Murray
did that,
Langston,
Linda
Pat
Blair.
Paulson, Billy Barty.
Linda Blair.
Who's the girl that spit up the pea soup?
Linda Blair.
Linda Blair. John Biner for the 80s.
Oh yeah. Well,
You guys remember John Biner's fucking Bizarre?
Yeah,
on
but not
Showtime?
80s. He's
Yeah, I
more like
remember Bizarre.
60s. 60s
Oh,
he
or
had
70s.
something in the 80s too.
No, Super Dave Osborne was created in the 80s.
Oh,
on
Dave
that show.
Osborne. I thought you said John Biner.
Yeah,
I did.
Biner.
John was
Yeah,
on
Bizarre.
John Biner. John Biner had a show on Showtime called Bizarre,
Mhm.
and that's when Super Dave Osborne was introduced.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant John Biner as far as he was 80s. And I was like, nah, he was way earlier.
Oh no! This was in the 80s. He had that show.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was in Pink Panther. He played the ant, doing Dean Martin.
Yeah, I hate that ant.
Hey, you stupid ant.
Yeah, John Biner was on Soap with the
Yeah, that's
untalented Billy Crystal. And then your empty nester Burt Mulligan.
Yeah.
What a cast. What was the girl, Rel, what was the girl who played Corinne's name on Soap? She was also the
Catherine
Statue of
Hellman.
Liberty on Happy Days.
Oh, you're talking about the blonde.
No, the brunette.
Oh, Corinne.
Corinne. RL will know. He'll pop it up.
Something Denor.
Crystal is not good. What are you talking about?
She had a name like Denova. The shit.
Do you guys remember Diana Canova?
I was close. I said Denova or something.
Yeah, this list
knew you'd
didn't
know
even
her,
have
Ralph.
Dice on it. How the fuck you? I don't know.
Dice was in what? Dice is in Police Squad. I mean, Night Patrol. Fucking great.
Yeah, Dice was in Casual Sex as well. That was a movie.
I bet there's a list from Johnny Carson's top 10 comedy guests. Because that'd bring you way back into the 60s and the 70s. I bet if you look on a Johnny Carson list.
The best guest he ever had was Rickles.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
Rickles
like
was
that.
the best.
Yeah.
The best was
When
remember
Rickles
the time when Rickles broke his pencil box.
Oh yeah, no, it's the cigarette case.
And he goes on the set of CPO
And
Shark.
he went all the way down. Like the mic must have been like a fucking 200-foot cable.
RL, Death by Tire Wheels. Come on, I know making the grade. It also had Arthur Carlson. What the hell was his name?
Gordon Jump.
Gordon Jump. He was also in making the grade.
The best guy, you remember WKRP? Remember Les Nessman?
Of course, Richard Sanders.
He was fucking hilarious.
He's the driving instructor in Valley Girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
The turkey episode.
I'll tell you, there's a great, if you guys want to laugh your balls off, there's a great roast. It's called like the Kraft roast of Don Rickles from 1970, and Carson hosts it. He's the MC. It's fucking gold. It's so great. Henny Youngman was so terrible, so awful, and they're ripping on Henny, and it's just great, like all the guys having a laugh at him. The Chateau de Ville, excellent in Framingham. Yeah, Les Nessman always had a bandage on every episode, different place. They thought throwing turkeys out of the plane was a good idea.
Remember when he wanted
That show
to?
was excellent.
It was. Do you remember when he wanted to do the sports news? And he was some guy named Chi Rodriguez, and he goes Chai Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, yeah. Oh yeah, we say that to this day.
That's who's on
Herb
the cover.
Tarlick.
Are we not men? We are Devo. That's who's
Yeah.
on the cover. Chichi
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
Well, it's made to look a little different than Chi-Chi, but yeah. It's stolen from the Chi-Chi thing. Chai Rodriguez.
Yeah, and they're like, the people are both saying, "Go, no, it's Gigi."
Said everyone forgot Belushi.
Belushi
Who
wasn't
forgot
Stan.
him? Belushi was big in the 70s. By 1980, they did Neighbors, which I fucking hated that movie.
Yeah, he died in 82.
But everything else was already done. I mean, Animal House was 78. What else was he in? That was Blues Brothers might be 1980.
That's 1980. Yeah.
Oh, Frank Bonner died. Yeah, Herb Tarlick. Yeah.
How long
I
ago?
think like
did he
a
die?
year or two ago. I think a year or two ago.
Is Bailey Quarters still alive? Well,
Jan
what's her name?
Smithers?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
He died in 82.
She
yeah.
was the hot
Oh,
one,
of course
Mr.
she
Not
was.
Oh
Lonnie.
yeah, yeah.
Not
Hands
Lonnie.
down. I take Bailey over.
Jennifer.
Jennifer. You know that show. Do you remember the band Scum of the Earth? The punk band that came in?
Kinda, yeah.
It was Michael DeBars was the guy in the band. It's great. Show's great.
Is that the one Pam Bar married? The groupie?
Who? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So you got
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Belushi. Well, what about John's brother Jim Belushi? Are
Best
you a
Gene
fan
Wilder.
of Jim?
I like Jim, but hold on. Hugh Caldwell says best Gene Wilder movie, and for me, it's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, I agree.
No, Young Frankenstein for me.
Oh, that Young Frank.
My
Blazing
name
Saddles is great.
is Frankenstein. Put the candle back.
I even thought that the Silver Streak was a good for a romantic comedy.
Yeah, We
That was
Bad.
good. That was good. I watched that.
Really?
Honestly,
No.
RL, I wouldn't either say either one that I would care for. Jan Smithers or Lonnie Anderson, unless they were both naked in front of me, and then I'll give you my opinion. Or if you have nudes where I could look at them. Otherwise, I don't care about either one. But it's one of those things.
Jan Smithers was cute.
What's that?
I just thought Jan Smithers was super cute.
Oh,
It
Lonnie
almost
Anderson
seems
is
like
so
Lonnie
fake-looking,
Anderson.
man.
You would
Yeah.
zip something down, and all this would fall out, or the wig would.
You know,
come
that's why I
off.
said I want to see it naked. If she holds
Yeah.
it together, you don't know. She might take it off, and you're like, so this is what Bert was going crazy on. You have no
it's all
idea.
Under,
Let me
So
just
she's
quote.
just
Let me just
so
quote the
plastic.
movie The Wedding Singer for a moment and say this: you two are gonna make it, like Donald and Ivanka, Bert and Lonnie. That's what.
yeah.
When she says Bert, there's one more. Oh, Woody and Mia. You two are gonna make it. That's my favorite bit. Bert and Lonnie. Well, they do the joke 100 times in the movie, and it's never funny when he's like, "Take off my Van Halen shirt. You're gonna curse the band," because they've already
They're gonna
filming it in
break
the
up.
'90s. But when she says Bert, when he gives the joke to the old lady, going Bert and Lonnie, it's just fucking great.
I use that Van Halen joke on my girlfriend at least once a year. I tell her, "Take my Van Halen shirt off."
Yeah. Well, RL says Bert and Lonnie lived in separate rooms in the same house. RL also says watch Stroker Ace with Lonnie on bed in a bra and try not to stroke her ace. Awful. Raquel Welch was a beautiful woman. Absolutely. She was gorgeous. She just passed.
No argument.
And she never moved her arms when she danced. It's the
Is that
episode when
Seinfeld?
Kramer has to fire her. I thought you knew the show better, Joe.
I'm doing something. Sorry.
Oh, Seinfeld, when Kramer had to fire, two things were going on. Molly Shannon doesn't move her arms when she walks, and Elaine calls her on it. And then Kramer has to fire Raquel Welch because she can't move her arms when she dances.
What about Beatle wives? Now we got the Beatles, biggest, greatest band of all time. Which one of those guys actually made out with a really hot wife?
It's not even a
Barbara
question.
Block.
Ringo did.
Yeah.
Ringo made off with a woman.
Sure wasn't John Lennon.
No, I
No.
know.
Jesus Christ.
Could you imagine?
So the
Yoko
least
Ono.
talented guy in the band got the best looking girl.
Yeah.
When they first walked over to John Lennon's house and they saw him with Yoko, they said, "Oh, we'll come back after you get your nails done."
Oh, yeah, massage.
But I will tell you, Yoko was awful in every
Yeah.
way.
I mean,
I don't know
Her
about
last name
Pamela
was
Harris.
O'Neill.
What about Patty Harrison? What about Patty
Oh,
Harrison?
no.
yeah, she was cute.
But we have to go back to First Wives because if you remember, Ringo was originally married to Maureen.
Patty Boyd. Was that her name? Patty Boyd?
Yeah.
Ringo's
George
wife?
Harrison's.
That also married a Clapton.
Yeah. Well, Clapton drove himself down with heroin because he had fucking obsession with her.
Yeah, Clapton loved her and took her away.
Did you guys see the Clapton interview where Clapton was saying that Van Halen and Brian May sent him a copy of Starfleet and they had that song dedicated to
Bluesbreaker.
EC.
Yeah.
And Clapton was
Yeah,
like, "What
Blues
the fuck
Jam.
is this?" And he's
It was
like,
a big
"This
giant
sucks."
blues jam on side B.
Oh, I
of
know,
the
but
record.
Clapton ripped the shit out of it, saying these guys were terrible. He thought they were making fun of him at first. He was pissed.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yo, you saw that?
I did see that.
And I'm thinking to myself, how bad do you have to play for Clapton to say you're bad? Like, you know what's funny
You
is
know
the
what it
best
was?
song Clapton ever played in his life, in my opinion, is Forever Man.
Agreed.
And that's fucking
Cool.
Lukather playing all the guitar other than the fucking lead.
That was the Strat through the Soldano.
I think Clapton's overrated. I have to say.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
do? You guys think so? Guys, this is the all Eric Clapton channel. I don't know what you're talking about here.
Yeah, we talked
No,
Carnivores, Liszt, and Clapton is God.
Clapton said Zeppelin took his Cream style and made it bad. There's something wrong with a lot of these guys from the 60s, like Pete Townsend and Clapton and Keith Richards. And as much as I love Keith, but they look at Zeppelin and they don't see what the rest of the fucking universe sees.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, the drum. I've watched the thing where Keith Richards is going off on how bad the drumming is in Zeppelin. And I'm like, have you looked behind you once when you play? That guy, Charlie Watts over there, can't hold fucking Bonham's dick. I don't know what to tell you.
At least Charlie had a hi-hat. Keith didn't
What?
even have a hi-hat.
Not Keith. Keith sucks. I'm talking about Bonham. Bonham was such a musical drummer. He was so great. And you know what people like, and you can say whatever you want, talking about strange time signatures. Go try to play along to 4 sticks. You know what I mean? The song is constantly moving from 5/8 to 6/8. Gang 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 gang. But then it goes into 6/8. Yeah, but the drumming on it's fantastic. I think he's a fucking great drummer. But I don't know where all these bands look at Zeppelin and think like, oh, they took what we did and made it bad. Really? Because they took songs that no one heard and stole them and made them good. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you right now, I don't like the blues. The greatest blues song of all time is Since I've Been Loving You. And I don't give a fuck who they stole it from. I don't care what part comes from where. It's fucking great. Since I've Been Loving You, especially with that. Now, this is where I'm going to get. You know when they do that whole thing when he goes. Uh-huh. That's enough. My guitar's bugging out. The humidity's already changed it. Tin Lizzy's great. Great band. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know where these guys look at. Were you a big Zeppelin fan, Matt?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're fucking Physical Graffiti is unbelievable. Oh, and now In My Time of Dying. Absolutely. Physical Graffiti, but like 10 Years Gone, In the Light, Down by the Seaside. It's all fucking great. Now, I know this. I know some people that are very big Stones fans, and I love the Stones. But a lot of people tell me the best Stones album, which is a double album, is their best album, and that's Exile on Main Street. Exile on Main Street compared to fucking Physical Graffiti, they're not even in the same league.
Yeah. I bet that's why you get those comments. It's jealousy.
Yeah, Cheech. This one here, though, and when the humidity changes, because right now, like it's changing crazy, so the high thing's buzzing. I won't set it up for like another month. But, you know, and the other thing about Cream that bothers me is nobody gives Jack Bruce the fucking credit, because Jack Bruce was writing those monster songs. He was
Cream.
And he was the best voice in the band. I agree, Hugh. You know what I mean? And then when you think of those voices of tiny purple fishes run laughing through you, I mean, Bruce was the band, I think, anyways.
He was.
Yeah. But the thing about Keith is, I mean, I love Talk Is Cheap. I love his solo record. I love Emotional Rescue. I love Some Girls. I love Sticky Fingers. I think Goat's Head Soup is one of the weakest of the early 70s records. And I think that I love Tattoo You. I love a lot of, I mean, I love Keith. But to sit there and say, like, these guys that knock Zeppelin, it's like, no, guys, Zeppelin was the shit. Hard to explain how fucking
Greatest
great.
rock band ever.
Fucking great. Expensive Winos were excellent.
Undisputed.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think they're the best rock band. Sticky Fingers is your favorite. See, there's 2 or 3 songs on the album I don't love, and it's the blues one, Systemorphine. Dave, you know who has a humidifier? I'm missing co-host. Who's that? Zim?
Talking about Dane.
Yeah,
said
I'm
Dane
gonna
probably has a
Sabbath.
humidifier.
My favorite. My favorite Sabbath album's Heaven and Hell too.
Same here.
Doesn't have to be an Aussie record. You mean Zim? Oh, I got a million of those things. I just don't put them in there. This guitar I leave out. Here's the thing. This I play for an acoustic. I'm only playing it as long as it plays nice up to here, like where I can play. I don't need that plays, but I can't bend it. Oh, I can now. Maybe it was user error. They were thinking it's my setup. It's probably just me. But oh, I heard. I heard that today. I'll tell you. You know when it goes, it's a and he goes I find it funny because I always found that guitar part boring, but somehow it works in the song. It's because that bass line. Who's playing bass on that? Is that Jimmy Bain? He's totally just ripping a Geezer Butler like that he did on Heaven and Hell. Like, doo-dum, 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 dum, doo-dum, doo-dum, dum, doo-dum, doo-dum. I've been getting back into the outdoor recently. Oh, it's a great. I'm gonna crawl. I used to love that one too. That hey, she's my baby. I also love Southbound Suarez. That's a great one in the evening. Which is what was that? Presence is a
Billy's last hand.
Zeppelin 3 is the most underrated. Well, I don't know if that's underrated. I mean, I think it's great, but it has Celebration Day, which I don't care for, and Hats Off to Roy Harper, which I don't care for. When I bought it, it was like $600 each. But that was 18 years ago, 16 years ago, something like that. Fool in the Rain's great. I mean, I love all that Zeppelin stuff. Is great. What song did I got to figure out. What song should I teach for next week? I just did You Don't Know Me. Carasalambra, but I don't know how you pronounce that. Shambalambra, but it's Carasalambra. Yeah, Paige was awesome.
I'm gonna go run and check Mikey.
Go ahead. I heard, I think about you, Matt, during the day. Sometimes I hear like the most off the wall. I listen to Michael Schenker radio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Never Too Much. I will do that. Let me write that down. Never Too Much by Luther Vandross. I love that song. Never too much, never. I did one Luther song. Nobody watches it, but it was more of like one of my songs that I liked that no one really knew. I've never heard Robert Plant bashing it. Yeah, Diary of Horace Wimp. That was a nice ELO song. Yeah. I like that song too. I thought about Diary of Horace Wimp. It's just, I think when you listen to it without the production, there's not a lot because it's just like Horace Wimp. This is your life. It's just like a 1 to the flat 7 to the... anyways, I hear these Rush songs and I'm like, man, you never hear. What the hell was it from 2112 I heard the other day? And I'm like, they're not. They don't play. I listen to Michael Schenker radio on Pandora. They play everything except Michael Schenker. They play a ton of Scorpions.
Uh-huh.
They played. What's the song that goes boom, boom? This is not off 2112. I think it's the first album. Well, hey now, baby.
Yeah.
In the mood.
In the mood.
Yeah. They played that today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Witch Hunt's awesome.
Yeah.
I like Witch Hunt a lot.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, I think it's that time for me.
You got to go put the little one to bed.
Yeah, but I'll be back like full time next week. It's just the wife's out of town. So
no worries.
As soon as she's back on Thursday, I'll be back Monday. Regular
We'll
hours.
see you soon.
All right, guys. Take care.
See you, Matt.
All right, later, Matt.
Bye.
Xanadu, Witch Hunt's Killer. Yeah. Interesting. Hugh, there's another good one. Why'd you tell me this while you look for my reaction? You belong to me. I love that song. You don't have to prove to me you're beautiful to strangers.
Yeah, I think he did Shambhala in Oibom.
What?
You did a lesson on Shambhala, didn't you?
Yeah, I did Shambhala. Now, I openly admit I do it different than the band because they do it like here in the E. Like, and I think it sounds better playing it in D. So I did it up at the capo up here.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Because when we play live, it just sounds fuller to go.
That actually sounds right.
I know, but it's not.
It's not? Wow.
They play it with an open E for sure. But like I said, when you play, it sounds better to play it this way, in my opinion. It's also because I can go right into that. How about, did I do looking out on the road, rushing under my wheel?
I was running.
You like Jackson Brown, Zim?
I was just thinking, I saw Jackson Brown at the old Compton Terrace in Tempe in probably 1980, 83, 84.
Wow.
And I remember not hearing any gain in any of the guitar amps, and being a little heavy metal kid, man, I wanted that. And the only thing that I heard
he plays Fender clean amps.
was freaking heavy was the slide guitar part, like running on empty and all that. But yeah, there was no, I just was praying somebody would turn on their distortion box. But yeah, I did. And I've always been a Jackson Browne fan. And of course, I like the one about
I don't know that song.
loading up the
Loadout?
gear, the roadies, the one about the
Oh, yeah,
roadies
the
loading
loadout.
up all his gear and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
But
I hate it when it kicks into no, don't you stay. Oh, that was
it starts off. It's like.
Let the roadies take the stage. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. And we got Richard Pryor on the video.
That's right. So, Cheech, to answer your question, I don't know. I don't think there is a number of chords. If you said a chord name, I could play it or figure out where to play it. But it's really like what voicings I tend to like, or I don't know. I don't think about it so much because it's like adding numbers. If you're playing a C major 7 and I got to play a C major 9, well, I have to add a D in there. If I want to play a C major 9 with an 11, a sharp 11. Ooh, Van Halen 2 on 8-track. True Love Will by Danny Lancaster. I don't know that.
Hey, my brother had Devo Freedom of Choice on 8-track.
Oh, that was what?
Oh, yeah.
Hardly any foam under it anymore.
Just to look at that girl and dun, 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 dun. She's got to be somebody.
So, yeah.
Oh, there's a really weird guitar part that's like.
You can't hear that song without thinking of Stacy getting railed in the dugout.
Good movie.
Well, that's why I'm playing it.
Yeah.
If you look at Hannenbaum says, he goes, that's what happened when you go out with the guy from the stereo store.
Oh,
but I really would have been impressed if he said Ron Johnson.
Yeah.
Van Halen 2.
Here's what's funny about this 8-track, okay? This is hilarious. Track 1, You're No Good. Dance the Night Away. Somebody give me a doctor beginning.
Yep.
Track 2, somebody give me a doctor conclusion.
Ooh, the conclusion. We were sitting on the edge of our seats to find out if the doctor would arrive. I've done on and on you.
8-track. With 8-tracks, you could hit the program button and jump through songs, parts of songs, but the trade-off is that songs got
can't rewind.
It's a trade-off, Mr. Dobbs.
Somebody give me a doctor conclusion. Light Up the Sky. Bottoms Up.
Great. Two great songs.
Track 3, Out of Love Again. Spanish Fly. Dead or Alive. Love
Dead or Alive is the worst song on that album.
I love that song though.
I'm not saying it's a bad song. I think it's a good song. I just think it's the worst song on the album.
I think it's maybe one of the only Van Halen songs where he repeats the first verse as the third verse. I could be wrong, but I think it might be, again, he repeats the first verse and the third verse. And then track 4 has Women in Love, Beautiful Girls, and then there's probably like 3 minutes of empty space at the end of the tape for it to click over to track 1 again.
Yeah,
Light Up the Sky is.
Now, why didn't they put the conclusion in another track and use up the last 3 minutes?
Well, let me just see here.
No,
Guys,
I'm wrong
Rick
about
Grimes
that.
is saying the song Showdown. And that's the one that goes like, Showdown, what key is it in? Is it E minor? Because when I hear Showdown in my head, all I can hear is Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Try A minor.
No, it's... Oh, maybe. Oh, you know what? I think it's G minor.
Or F sharp.
Raining. I have to. If you give me a second to listen to it, I'll figure it out.
I'm thinking F sharp now.
I think it's in G minor if I'm not mistaken.
Let's take a look here.
Hold on, boys. Jerry just showed up to the party. Hold on, let me move some stuff around here. Jerry, welcome.
Hey, Dave. How are you?
Good. What's happening?
Oh, I was selling a car, so
Nice.
same time. Yeah, good. Been busy, so that's good.
No, I don't think there's a diminished chord in there. No,
It says it was written in C minor, though G minor is a good key to modulate with. Try C minor.
So it would be what's the opening line to the damn song? I think it's just three minors. It's like a C minor, G minor, F minor, if I'm hearing it in my head. I don't hear the diminished. Loan me a dime, is that Boss Skaggs?
What was it? She rides on the southern wind. What is it?
She rides on the southern wind. Do the candies sell well up here in Boston? Candies? Camrys. Yeah, I have a Camry.
Yep.
I think that's the biggest selling car.
Now the RAV4 is.
Yeah, I see a ton of RAV4s around.
Hold on, let me look something up here.
Dave, did you ever learn the song by McCartney, Bluebird? Did you ever learn Bluebird?
Of course. Late at night when the dun 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 ba da ba ba ba. Oh, the leader of the band. Have I not done that?
Volkerberg.
Yeah.
As long as it's
leader
not
of the band is just like, I think it's. Wait, is that the one that goes? Again, I haven't heard this song in a million years, but I do remember that intro was like. Yeah, pause. Faces when they run around. Rob for this. Rob for that. That's way.
Dave, give us a little bit of that crazy on you heart
You were
thing.
just playing it.
I don't know how to play it. I can do the A minor to the F, but what's the whole intro part? Yeah, but the whole part, Nancy.
Oh, the intro is like.
Oh, there it is.
It's minor. I forget it. It's been. I forget it.
It'll come back.
Yeah. I just remember it goes. Then it does the. If we still had time, my life. time I think about you,
And I think they wrote that song where a lot of those hit songs by heart, they had to start bringing in extra writers after a while. But I think those girls wrote that one.
Boy, who the fuck knows? It's Stump the Dave show. Yeah, you got it. They were a great band. I think Heart in the early years was excellent.
Yeah, and Nancy, she kicked butt on her guitar, and she kept up with the big boys on that guitar, and she'd get one of those old, she'd get an Ovation guitar, and she'd just play the hell out of that thing. She was aggressive on it. She wasn't pussyfooting around. She was
Dog and
aggressive.
Butterfly was like... The old man, I can't remember. She looked at me. I used to play that with a girl singer in LA in the early 2000s. We used to do Dog and Butterfly. Guys, there are so many songs I've played and forgot. You have no fucking idea. And now, as soon as I said that Dog and Butterfly that we did, we used to do Ice Cream by Sarah McLachlan. I couldn't even tell you how it goes, but I remember we used to do it. Your love is better than ice cream. We used to do that. We used to do Waiting for That Day by George Michael.
Well, the really good songs you'll always remember.
We used to do Shayla by Blondie. Shayla works in a factory. Whoa, whoa. Oh, that was a great one.
I don't know that one. I don't know that tune.
Oh, it's on E to the Beat. We used to play this little club in Santa Monica, like Friday nights, and kind of like what I do now. But it was fun.
It
wasn't like we were doing songs that were far more. Whoa, whoa! Hugh comes right in with the whoa, whoa part. Yeah, it's like we used to do songs that like pleased me or her. Like we each had our picks, but we weren't playing songs for people. It was for ourselves. Like Shayla, works in a factory. And the hook is like. One day, no, I don't have any nylon.
I don't think I've ever heard that one.
Oh, it's a great tune. It's on the same album with Union City Blues and Dreaming. Good morning or evening, friend. It's me, your helpful advice. Yeah, and I love that song. That would take some time for me to learn because it's not in my head, and I would have to spend some time just even listening to it, getting the groove again. I used to love in need of love today. I think it's 79, you. 80 was Auto American. I think E to the Beat is 79, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. What Plastic Letters is that the first one?
The second one. The first one's just called Blondie. Second one's Plastic Letters, then Parallel Lines, then E to the Beat, then Auto American.
Wow, they had a lot of records, man.
Oh, really, Hugh? Yeah, it was 79 here. Yeah, they did. I think it's just called Blondie, the first one. Shayla. Oh, he was great. I love Dreaming. This one.
the restaurant.
Could tell I was no
debutante.
You asked me what's
My pleasure or a measure, perhaps a cup of tea.
We just keep on.
I think this is the worst karaoke I've ever heard.
Yeah. The work never ends in this business.
I gotta go, Zah.
I actually had to turn my AC unit on in my store today. It's April 10th, and it was like 96 degrees in Phoenix today.
Nice.
Wow.
I know.
It's gonna be 75 tomorrow here.
Good.
88 this Friday.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting the Phoenix heat. It's coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
no happy medium. It's still spring. It shouldn't be 88 yet.
Look at that,
Oh,
Jared.
70. It'll
Look
be
at that.
75 tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was there, dude. I
The
got that.
question is, what temperature will be outside when I go outside and smoke a
Right?
cigar
80?
after the
Yeah.
show?
Yeah. I saw him on, well, the whatchamacallit tour. 1980 Invasion. That was the tour I saw those guys.
That was my first show. That was my first Van Halen show.
Yeah.
Was that women and children first?
No. 1980. Well, I guess, yeah, they're probably.
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be the record, but they called
Yeah.
it the 1980 Invasion.
Yeah, and the Cradle Will Rock.
Mhm.
Everybody wants some.
Uh-huh.
I had that too, of course. It was good.
I
It was
love
like
that
July of 80 in the Boston Garden, maybe August.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, because that album was released, I think, right before the summer. Find out when that album was released, Krell. Women and Children.
Women
I
and
want to see how
children.
good my memory is. My memory
It's
has it.
1980. I don't even need to look it up.
No, I know it's 80. I want to know what month it was because I remember it right before the summer kicked in. Or right at the start of summer.
So they played it in Phoenix. Most likely it would have been then
Let's see.
maybe in
March
August or
26,
September.
1980.
March 26. Okay.
Yeah, so it probably took them 3 or 4 months to hit Phoenix. I'm gonna guess. I was there. I can't remember what it was, but it was probably late summer or early fall. It could have been. Seems like it was always, as a kid in high school, it was always summer vacation when Van Halen would come through town.
It was smart. Party time, you know.
On the first day of my summer vacation, I woke up. Then I went downtown
Yeah.
to look for a job. Then I went and hung out in front of the drugstore.
Yeah.
On the second day
in
of
the
my,
absence of Joe.
do you guys remember
have
that
we ever
bit at
done the
all?
best?
I do.
Yeah, but
Cheech
what
and
was it
Chong?
from?
Yeah, it was Cheech and
Oh.
Chong.
Cheech and Chong, Sister Mary Elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we ever done the best guitar duos as a list?
No.
What,
That's
Best
like,
guitar
guitar
du-
duos.
what, like Brad Gillis and the other
Oh,
guy?
I was going to say that's the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those guys are good.
but
Well, I've got a top 10 here from Ultimate
it's always
Guitar
a Thin
Yeah,
Lizzy
yeah,
that
yeah,
ends
we'll
up
talk
at
about-
number one.
yeah.
It's always Thin Lizzy. Something about the boys
Yeah,
are
right,
back
Big
in
Band.
town and the Cowboy song. Oh, it always gets them. Thin Lizzy's going to be number one. I think
Okay,
that's
well,
when. The
First of
general
all, Bad
public finally-
Reputation's a better record. That's a great fucking record.
But I think that's when the average rock and roll listener actually heard the harmony guitar parts played together. Thin Lizzy was the band that broke through to the average ears where it's like, wow, I'm hearing 2 guitars in there playing in harmony together.
I don't know. Scorpions kind of did it and Fly to the Rainbow in '74, but no one's counting.
Oh my God.
But anyways,
Yeah, Dave?
July 25th.
1980.
Mm.
2 days after my birthday. So
What'd you turn in 1980?
15.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, brand new 15-year-old. Van Halen, dude. It was awesome.
All right, go ahead, Krell. Let's hear this list.
okay, number 10, no argument here. KK Downing and Glenn Tipton.
Oh, yeah.
For guitar duos, it's going to be hard to find 9 guitar duos that are better than that.
Yeah, well, it goes downhill from here.
I would imagine.
9 is Eric Clapton and Dwayne Allman for that one album.
It is fairly legendary, though. You know,
It is, but
They're playing
Dude.
different. I mean,
is fucking Metallica on this list?
I'm going to
Number
guess
one.
it is.
Oh, here we go.
Number 8, Stone Gossard and Mike McCready from Pearl Jam.
God. What list? What magazine did this list come from?
This is Ultimate
Blue Boy.
Classic Rock.
Christ. You're going to say those two are more classic than K.K. Downing and Glenn Tipton? Give me a break.
You're going to shit. You're going to
Hold
shit
on a
bricks
sec.
when you
Hey,
hear this.
Al, McCready and the other shitbag from Pearl Jam is better than the Judas Priest.
Fuck you, Dave.
Fuck you, Ultimate Classic Rock.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Number 7, Neil Young and Danny Whitten. Yeah, I told you.
Freddie, they're vitamins.
From
Crazy Horse.
mm,
Okay, let's move on. Okay, this one, Slash and Izzy Stradlin. That's 6.
Oh my God. Does anyone know what I think of Guns N' Roses?
It stinks.
and Izzy was so back in the corner of the mix, you can hardly hear him in any of those records anyhow.
They did you the favor.
At number 5, they say, don't make us choose between the guitar players of the Allman Brothers Band. Dickie Betts, Dwayne Allman, Warren Haynes.
Fuck off. Just fuck off.
And it was called before, number 4, James Hetfield and Kirk Hammett.
Oh, God.
What guitar duo do those guys do? I'm so sick of Metallica. People loving Metallica. I don't get it.
Metallica.
And they have a new album out that's just crushing it right now too. So the generations
They
of
put out a
Metallica-
cigar, and their cigar reminds me of the
Metallica-
music. It's just
the Metallica gang is just growing every day. A brand new album. They sound like the old stuff. They're crushing it right now.
Yeah, number 3, Angus and Malcolm Young, AC/DC.
Again.
Wait, are you saying the new Metallica sounds like the old Metallica?
Yeah, from the one video that I saw where they had a little
Flux
playthrough of it.
Eternal.
Death Magnetic was 10 times better.
Anything past Injustice for All, I can kick rocks.
No, but
I
Death
kinda like
Magnetic
Injustice
was
for All,
good.
but- Okay,
That's one of my favorite albums by them.
Oh, you know
Number
what
2.
video I saw that talked about it? It was Hawkins from The Darkness. He does a bunch of videos. What's the guy's name?
Justin Hawkins.
Justin Hawkins. Yeah, he does a little reaction stuff, and he reacted to the new Metallica. That's all I've heard. And he only plays like 3 seconds of it, and then he talks. And then you hear 3 more seconds, and then he talks. And I think he can get by without being demonetized because he uses such short little clips of it. I could be wrong.
Okay,
with the
I'm
new
going to
Metallica
guess.
stuff,
I'm going to guess. No one's going to guess number 2 and number 1.
are we doing a list? What I miss?
It's
Yeah,
Okay,
I
tell-
figured I'd do a quick list in your absence.
You're not
you
going to
go.
like it.
Ronnie and Keith.
guitar duos, top 10 guitar duo bands.
Did they do
Well,
Maiden and Priest?
Doesn't that mean?
Priest was
We're
number
at
10.
number 2.
Priest was 10.
All right.
There's
So give
no-
him a list.
No,
Call the list down real quick for him.
Okay, number 10, Priest. Glenn Tipton, KK Downing. 9 is Eric Clapton and Dwayne Allman. 8 is the dudes from Pearl Jam.
I didn't even know there were 2 guitarists in there.
Yeah.
Neither did they.
7 is Neil Young and Danny Whitten from Crazy Horse. Then at 6, it's Slash and Izzy Stradlin. And then at 5, they said, don't make us choose between all the guitar players in the Allman Brothers Band. And number 4 is James Hetfield and Kirk Campster. And 3 is Angus and Malcolm Young.
Well,
And now number 2
Is
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Is it a metal band?
No.
Okay.
It's got to be the Stones guys. You would
Yeah, I was
think.
just gonna
I
say
think Jerry
Keith and-
got it. It's got to be the
Now,
two dudes
Mick,
from the
Mick and
Stones.
Brian Jones, they'll say, or Mick Taylor.
Or the AC/DC boys.
They already did it. They're 3. They're not going to
Yeah.
be 2.
Well, number
Hey,
2
Jose.
is Joe Perry and Brad Whitford from Aerosmith.
Wow.
Those guys
Very
don't
high
make
up,
lists
which they don't
very
deserve.
often.
Yeah. And number 1, they've called it Keith Richards and Brian Jones. And so there's no Iron
First of
Maiden.
all, Keith
There's no
Richards
Gorham
and
and
Mick Taylor,
Robertson.
maybe. Keith Richards and Ron Wood, maybe.
Yeah,
Brian
that's why I was
Jones,
thinking.
they fucking couldn't stand him. They were like, why don't you play xylophone on this song? Why don't you play what was the song he played?
Marimba.
Tablas. What was he played a
Marimba.
weird instrument. Yeah, he played a
Or
weird thing on everything. They wanted him off
He does
guitar.
this shit.
They played he played a sitar. And
Why don't you play in the swimming pool?
He sat behind a piano. He sat behind a piano in Ruby Tuesday or one of those old tunes.
Who?
Jones.
No. The piano player was always what's his face? Ian Stewart on those records. Maybe in a video they put him behind the piano.
Yeah, in a video, and Ed
I
Sullivan
was gonna-
show or something.
So there was no Iron Maiden, no Gorham and Robertson, but there was Stone Gossard and Mike McCready.
Was it just the top 10, or is there 20 of them?
There was
Yeah,
just
they couldn't even come up. Clearly, they can't come up with any bands.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Hugh Caldwell says Zappa and Vi.
I don't, Zappa to me went downhill when Vi was in the band. I mean,
Come
Steven
on.
Spanking, what's that album? That's
You know-
just all right.
That's Them or Us.
You know what the
Yeah.
real blasphemy about this list is? Where's Eddie Ojeda and JJ French?
Unbelievable.
Exactly.
I put him before Stone Gossard. And,
I put them before the guys from Pearl Jam.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, is that who? I have no idea what
Yeah,
what
Stone
name, what their
Gossard
names
and
are.
Mike McCready. Yeah. Robin Crosby.
Am I
and
the only
Warren-
one? Have you guys ever seen V is for Vendetta?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Every time you say McCready, all I can think of is Mr. McCready. Right? That was the guy's name.
Yeah.
It drives, so that's all I keep thinking when you say McCready. I'm like, Mr. McCready.
Hugh Caldwell mentions Wishbone Ash because someone had to mention him.
Oh, well, because he's from the UK. Nobody in the States would ever mention Wishbone Ash.
I tell you, friggin' Jason Becker and Marty Friedman. That was a motherfucker in the 80s. Listen to those two.
Oh,
guys.
yeah. Cacophony.
Yeah, and I like how their style, I mean, you could tell, they were shredding all over the place, but you could tell who was playing what. They had two totally different styles.
I think the two Night Ranger guys were unbelievable.
Yeah, that's glaring omission.
That immediately jumped to my mind.
How about Skinner, Ed King, and
That's a good one.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Gaines.
I like the
And,
guitarist in Queensryche.
Gary Rossington, Alan Collins, and Ed King.
There's Steve Gaines too.
Well, Steve Gaines replaced Ed King.
Oh, okay.
I love it. I love it when there's a song where one guitar player starts the solo and then the other guy takes over the solo, and that's what Night Ranger. That's why Night Ranger stands out.
Those guys were great.
They
Yeah,
share
trade
the
off.
Do you guys know the guy who replaced Ed King in Skinner,
Skinner.
Steve Gaines, had the exact same birthday as Ed King?
I did not know that.
And then died in the plane.
Mm-hmm. Him and his
Him
sister.
and his sister and Ronnie. Oh, Wilton and Degamo. Those early Queensryche records I like.
Those are killer.
You know who were good? What were the two? I forget their name. In Tesla, I thought they were good.
Oh, Frank Hannon and Frank Sketch.
Yeah.
Scotch, whatever his fucking last name.
How many guys
Frank
played
Hannon
in
and Tommy Sketch?
Who played with Snake Sabo? How many guys in that band?
Oh, that was Scott. Scott something. Oh God.
Yeah, Queensryche. I heard on the treadmill today. As you woke this morning and you opened up your eyes. What's that called? That Dreaming Infrared?
I love that too.
Scotty Hill and Dave Sabo.
What's that, Dane?
Oh, I love that whole album.
Oh, yeah, Rage for Order.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. They always play Empire on my channel that I listen to. I got hit by a 10-ton thing. Barry
Bowman's is Felder and Walsh.
Yeah, I never cared for Fates Warning. There's a lot of metal bands that were around.
The Eagles had two guitar players.
Yeah, Felder and Walsh.
Yeah.
Well, they had considered. Actually, Glenn Fry, and at some point they had Bernie Leadon too.
Well, Bernie Leadon was replaced by Joe Walsh.
Don Felder. No, he was replaced by Don Felder.
He was replaced by Joe Walsh. The third album is the Eagles are originally four guys: Randy Meisner, Bernie Leadon, Fry, and Henley. Yes. On the third album, they brought in Felder. They became a 5-piece band. Bernie Leadon and Felder were good friends. Bernie Leadon quit on One of These Nights albums. Yeah. That was his last album. And they brought Joe Walsh in.
Mm-hmm. So for Hotel California.
Joe Walsh replaced Bernie Leadon, not Felder. Felder was already in the band for 3 albums.
Yeah, because I was going to bring up, I remember seeing the lineup of, Leadon, Felder, and what's his name? Glenn Fry.
Yeah, that was the
Bernie. He played banjo a lot of times. Bernie gave him that country feel. Where after that,
well, that's kind of why. I mean, when they moved in the rock direction, Bernie Leadon didn't really want to move in that direction.
Right.
They brought in Felder because they wanted a more rock direction.
Yeah.
And they figured they could get another guitar player to come play it. And Bernie Leadon was like not having it. He was like, I mean, he didn't care, but he was wanting to quit anyways. Yeah, so he did On the Border and One of These Nights. But he was a great player. I love the solo he does in Take It Easy is great. And Glenn Fry could play. Fry played the solo on I Can't Tell You Why. That's Glenn Fry.
And what's weird about the song Witchy Woman, that's got great guitar work. And that almost, to me, that doesn't sound like first album Eagles. To me, that sounds like it should have been like years down the road with the style of it and all the good guitar work and everything. To me, that didn't really come across hair,
ruby lips. That's a great tune.
That didn't come off like first.
Didn't that come out in 73?
Yeah, Train Leaves Early Morning. That's a great song on that album. Peaceful Easy Feelings, great. Take It Easy. I like the second album. Desperado had some great songs. Doolin Dalton. Saturday Night.
Dude, that's a good question. What's your favorite Eagles song? No, man, not the fucking Eagles.
Eagles song? One of These Nights.
Yeah, I have one of my favorite solos too.
Yeah. For me, that's like the greatest.
Heartache Tonight.
I bought that on the 45. As a little kid, I bought One of These Nights on a 45.
You like Heartache Tonight? Heartache Tonight was co-written with Seeger.
I don't know. I like the bounce.
I hate the fake drum. I hate the fake hand clap. Gonna be a holiday. Stop with the hand.
But it's so
I love
blues
something
based,
big.
You know,
I like The Last Resort off The Long Run. She came from Providence.
Providence. The one in Rhode Island.
I kind of like the Henley ballads, slow, ballads that he would do.
Sad Cafe was a great
Resort
song.
Yeah.
The Long Run's a great song.
that's a good one, yeah.
Oh, you know what song I used to like was let's see if I remember how to play it. Oh no, I can't play it. They'll shut me down. But I used to know
Yeah, Colonel Sanders. Don Henley has his eye out for it.
wait, well, how does that one go? I forget how it even goes now. It's like I don't remember.
Oh, Waste of Time?
I can't remember. There it is.
Yeah, Waste of Time.
Little baby, there you see if I remember these chords. All right, enough of that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Anyways.
Yeah, I like
great
those kind
song.
of ballady songs.
Oh, it's great.
Hmm.
It's great.
What record was that on? The Long Run?
That's on Hotel.
Oh.
What song from Don Henley's solo stuff would have been an Eagles song?
Oh, geez. That's true. When he branched off, it didn't really sound like the Eagles.
It's a Guild You, yeah. No, he didn't. I mean, I guess The Last Worthless Evening, maybe. This is the last worthless evening.
Yeah.
Hardly
like
Matter,
that song.
maybe.
Yeah, that did I ever do that one too? I can't remember what I've done this show.
Yeah, I can't stand that too.
You don't like that one?
No.
I like
What's
that.
the one? I think it's about forgiveness.
That's
Right?
it.
Hardly
Yeah.
Matter.
Yeah. Not a good one.
Even if
We used to sing, I think it's about Slim Fast. Slim Fast. Yeah. Weight loss. Sorry for your girlfriend.
this is the second time you brought up weight loss. How heavy is your girlfriend?
She's getting up there. Let me just say that.
Is she?
She's
Thank
getting
God
up
she
there.
doesn't watch the show.
Yeah.
Speaking of diets, did Cheech switch off his maple bacon this week?
I don't know. Cheech, did you try the regular bacon? Oh, I had some bacon today.
Or do you have chocolate coated bacon? Which works, by the way.
Oh, New York Minute was a good tune, Barry. Let me tell you, I had the Placencia 149 today. Oh, maybe I'll smoke your cigar after this, Krell.
Oh, the Judge?
I haven't smoked it yet.
Guys, I'm going to log out. Been a
Yeah,
long
we're
day.
done here.
Hi, Dan.
It's been a long day, Helen.
Thanks for having me, Dave. Thank you for
You got it,
having
man.
me.
All right, see ya.
See you guys.
Be good, man. All right.
All right, let's call this. Let's end this shindig. What is what? There. All right, there we go. Now it's moving around. Yeah, all right. He's off the maple. All right, guys. It's
Good.
10:05. We're tired. It's been a long day.
Helen.
Stanley, it's only 10 in the morning. I've been listening to you since 6. Guys, I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us tonight. I want to thank Joe, who works a full day taking care of someone after that. And excellent speed. And Joe, thanks for being here. I want to thank Jerry for being here. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Krellbar, thank you for coming. And I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us. And I want to thank Matt and
Dane.
No, I thought about that recently, Hugh. I thought about doing the Blue Nile. Actually, I thought about doing Saturday night. You know what I figured out about Saturday night, Hugh? Because it's all on keyboard. It's better to do it in dropped and play it like. Anyway, so I thought about I started breaking down that. I'm probably going to do a lesson on that, but I might do Let's Go Out Tonight too. It's also Rick Springfield does a great cover of it. Check it out. All right, everyone. We is out of here.
Good
Thank
night,
you very
everyone.
much. We'll see you all
Good night,
next
everybody.
week.
Bye.
Very good.
Goodbye.